Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Blu-ray Ultra HD Steelbook edition of Almost Famous. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guide 365. Okay, Almost Famous is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray released by Paramount Pictures. The 4K edition comes in a Steelbook, which is not exclusive to Best Buy. No slipcover edition is out as of yet, but that may change down the line. Now, as far as the movie itself goes, what can I say? Almost Famous is easily one of my favorite Cameron Crowe movies. Something about when it came out at that time period really resonated with me. I just enjoy the overall story, the characters, the actors and actresses are all fantastic here. There's some great, even though this is not a comedy, there are several moments in the film that I just laugh out loud every time. And I love it. I just love the time period. Just everything works for me about this particular movie. It has that nice vintage look, which plays into the picture quality we'll talk about shortly. But I'm happy this got a 4K edition. This movie definitely deserves it. If you haven't seen it, I would absolutely recommend it. This particular version came with a theatrical and a bootleg cut. I'm a bootleg cut fan myself. I really enjoy the extra time they put into it. I think it's a more complete edition. And if you're going into this for the first time, I would recommend that particular version. Okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and audio in just a moment. But first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the 4K Blu-ray Steelbook edition of Almost Famous. I really like the cover art. I think it's cool. Kate Hudson doing her thing. And it speaks volumes about the movie itself. So I really enjoy it. And then we got the back cover and the spine. And interior-wise, we have some artwork on the back cover, but not on the discs. And each disc is separated, theatrical cut, and then bootleg edition. And as you know, as I said earlier, I prefer the bootleg. So yeah, nice group shot there. Yes, overall nice steelbook presentation. Now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Before I begin my review, just a quick note. Almost Famous includes two separate versions of the film, the theatrical and the bootleg edition. For my review, I watched the entirety of the bootleg edition, but when I was finished, I did a quick A and B comparison on a few key scenes of the theatrical disc. I didn't detect any discernible differences when it comes to the picture quality, and the audio track is essentially the same. Almost Famous on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 1:8:5:1 aspect ratio, native 4K resolution with HDR10 and Dolby Vision for the grading. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Now the film itself has a nice layer of grain here. It looks appropriate, very cinematic, and it does not take away from the overall experience. In fact, in most cases, it really enhances it with the vintage style. I actually think the overall print looks good, and there was definitely no issues to report. Black levels are the biggest marked improvement here on this 4K presentation. They look fantastic. I always felt that the nighttime scenes on the Blu-ray looked way too elevated, almost daytime-like. But here, they're appropriately shady, and it has a good balance with the light sources. When it comes to the dark interiors, when the band's on stage just before the performance and the lights go up, it looks very rich and deep. Detail is also much improved over the standard Blu-ray. It's not quite as sharp as you would expect due to the way the film was shot, but it's definitely noticeable on 4K. When Williams thumbing through the albums that his sister gave him, you get those creases and tears in the cover art and costuming. They look good, instruments up close. All those shots are rendered very well in 4K, and they definitely look better here. Not to be outdone, the vintage style of the film really benefits with the Dolby Vision color grading. There's a lot of good 70s aesthetic at play here, and they look bold and rich, but they're not going to be very in your face as a modern day set film would be. They look good with reds and blues and greens, browns. They're all rendered very well, appropriate, and it really pulls you into the overall feel of the film. Almost Famous on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 audio mix. Now essentially this is the same track ported over from the existing Blu-ray, so if you have that copy, you know what you're getting into. While a Dolby Atmos upgrade would have been most welcome here, the 5.1 is a very serviceable and audibly pleasing track. Dialogue is rendered properly through the center channel, clean and clear, no issues to report. And the front speakers, they handle a lot of the action on screen and they complement the center channel very well. And the rear speakers, it's all about ambience and atmosphere. When the band's getting ready to go on stage, you get the crowd noises behind you, chattering in the crowded areas, and other moments like that. Make good use of the rear speaker placements. And the LFE channel, it's appropriate. Musical beats and of course that infamous thunderclap aboard the airplane still shakes you in your seat, and it has a good energy to it. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Almost Famous on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a solid A. This is definitely a marked improvement over the standard Blu-ray, no question about it. The vintage color scheme really benefits with Dolby Vision, black levels are perfect, and detail gets a nice bump up. This is the best way to watch the film, and you should definitely check it out for yourself. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a B+. The DTS 5.1 is still a very impressive track. The movie itself has a great overall soundtrack, and it's well represented here on this disc. The 5.1 is very immersive, and it has a good overall feel. So that is my review of Almost Famous on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you are interested in picking this up for yourself, I will go ahead and leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, I want to hear your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.